Spiritual Living Leesburg. My name is Renee. We're so glad that you joined us here today. Our theme for 2023 is Living Out Loud. This month, the wonderful month of August, that's my month. The theme for this month is My Passion, My Purpose. Today's message is awakening to your passion, and it will be given by our spiritual director, Charlene Banks. We're so glad that you joined us today. Please feel free to add to the chat or in the comments any prayer requests or celebrations that you would like to have included later in the service when we provide our community spiritual mind treatment, which is a form of affirmative prayer. We invite you to get comfortable and relax into this moment as we will officially begin our service with this welcoming video.
Please join us as we create our sacred space. We set our intentions of deepening into our awareness and practice of our 5 pillars of spiritual living by lighting this candle in our virtual world. Our first pillar is sacred study, represented by the divine quality of truth. We use this pillar to recognize the importance of an open mind and the power of our minds. The second pillar is affirmative prayer, represented by the divine quality power. This pillar honors the power of prayer in our daily lives. Our third pillar is meditation and the divine quality of peace. This pillar reminds us of the importance of meditation and the peace we feel when we quiet our minds. The fourth pillar is circulation and the divine quality of life. We know that the great law of circulation works in our lives. As we give, so shall we receive. And the fifth pillar is sacred service and the divine quality of love. This pillar affirms our call to be of service to our world as we see through the eyes of love. Let us close our eyes as we bless this sacred space and our time together. As we weave each of these pillars of spiritual living into our service today, may they deepen our own spiritual practices of study, prayer, meditation, circulation, and service, expanding our minds and our hearts to the 5 divine qualities of truth, power, peace, life, and love. We also bless everyone who made our service possible today and everyone in attendance. May the energy of love that is generated here bless everyone abundantly. And so it is.
And so it is indeed. Thank you, Renee, for opening our sacred space. Good morning and welcome to the month of August. It's time for you to say, oh, already August. Yes. So in this moment, I will present our meditation, and this meditation will be a journey through our childhood. So if you would like to relax, get comfortable, maybe set your feet on the floor in a way that feels grounded for you. And with an erect spine, I would love for you to just relax your shoulders. Relax your hands into your lap. Allow the breath felt as it moves through your nostrils and into your body, nourishing the blood, the body. The oxygen moves through and it gives life to our organs. And then exhaling. And with With this groundedness that we invite, I would love for you to just in your mind's eye, envision a field. This could be a grassy field with green. Perhaps there are flowers scattered about. And just imagine the child in you. Your childhood may give you a glimpse of how it felt. However, not every childhood is one that is the thing you want to revisit. However, I'd like for you anyway to just reach within to the child in you that never grew up, that hopeful one, that adventuresome one. And with this field in front of you, what does the child in you want to do? Is it skip? Is it a cartwheel? Maybe it's squat down and pick flowers. Perhaps it's lay down in the field and spread the arms and the legs of your body out. What does the child within you want to do with this huge field of unlimited vegetation? And I'll let you ponder that for a moment. As we feel into this energy of the child, notice your energy. Notice whether you have a sense of joy. Notice if there's a sense of curiosity. Imagine there's a butterfly or two dancing in the air above your face. What do you think about that butterfly? How does that vision vibrate in your body as a child? What does it feel like to gaze at the sun above? Are there clouds passing through? Are you humming or singing a little song? What kind of sounds do you hear? Are there any birds chirping? Are there other children laughing? Is the wind rustling in the nearby trees? What does that feel like? Mm. As we come back into this moment, we know that our child, our inner child, can stay in this field, can continue to just marvel at life from that very youthful set of eyes. Explore her world, his world, with the youthful little hands. And we allow our attention to return to this very moment, back to this chair, where our feet are still planted solidly on the ground. And our breath is still here with us, breathing us in and out. And we gently open our eyes. Welcome back. We have some music from Elisa S. Keeler.
My heart is opening, my roots are anchoring, my breath is traveling to every part of me. My heart is opening, my roots are anchoring, my breath is traveling to every part of me. My heart is opening, my roots are anchoring, my breath is traveling to every part of me. My heart is opening, my roots are anchoring, my breath is traveling to every part of me. My heart is opening, my roots are anchoring, my breath is traveling to every part of me. My heart is opening, my roots are anchoring, my breath is traveling to every part of me. My heart is opening, my roots are anchoring, my breath is traveling to every part of me. My heart is opening, my roots are anchoring, my breath is traveling to every part of me. My heart is opening, my roots are anchoring, my breath is traveling to every part of me. My heart is opening, my roots are anchoring, my breath is traveling to every part of me. Breath moves to every part of me. Light moves to every part of me. Love moves to every part of me. Song moves to every part of me.
Whoa, that was pretty amazing. Am I right? Woo! Nice. I love how with that song, they were both moving with it, and then it just got bigger and it sounded like a whole choir by the time they were done. That was amazing. So welcome to August. We changed our topic as we do at CSL with these monthly themes. And this theme is all about this month, my passion, my purpose. So you may have wondered, why did I take you to that field where your inner child was able to look upon the field? It's for a reason. It's because we want to awaken to our inner passion and Nothing's more passionate than an unbridled little child running through the fields. Am I right? So it's interesting too, because I look at our trajectory, how we go through life. And the reason I gave that qualifier for if you didn't have a great childhood, or if you don't think you had one, can't remember the good times because it may have been kind of traumatic, that even so, even that is fine. That no matter how we got to where we are in this moment, that childhood was exactly the way it was. And we allow that. But there is in every one of us this passion. And we have this beautiful quality of joy, this beautiful quality of energy that is so likened to the childlike spirit. That childlike spirit is what still is awake in each and every one of us, albeit possibly damped down a little bit. We were born with it. It was our birthright. And as we rediscover our childlike enthusiasm, we reveal that passion that was initially placed into us by the divine. This is what we call God-given. You've heard that term, my God-given right. Well, I don't know about that, but we definitely have a God-given passion. And this one life that we've been given, that we know about so far, I've got this one. And the passion that I was given when I was born into this life is mine and mine alone. And this is true about you as well. This passion that you were born with is yours and yours alone. And it will wholeheartedly give us all of itself if we simply lean into it. However, just because we're born with passion doesn't mean we keep that fire burning the whole time, because life happens. And as I was looking over material for today's talk, I kept getting quotes that took passion and sometimes likened it to fire. All the time, passion and fire. And I think this is a natural thing. You and I can get that when you read a quote like, let's see if I could just pull one up for you. Some fire. Of course, the thing I had right in front of me. Here's one. Okay. From Arthur Brooks. He wrote this book, From Strength to Strength. He says, no matter how you find your passion, early on, pursue it with a white hot flame, dedicating it to the good of the world. But hold your success lightly. Be ready to change as your abilities change. Even if your worldly prestige fails, lean into the changes. Okay, I love that. Lean into the changes. We've got it. We've got this white hot flame and we're holding on to it loosely, because what we don't want to do is be that person who won't allow change in, and then we're just anchored into what used to be. Here's another one. It is, okay, from Colette Worden, who's a personal brand strategist. She says, it's okay if you fall down and lose your spark. Just make sure that when you get back up, rise up as the whole damn fire. The whole fire, y'all. So this whole thing about fire and spark and white hot flame, it got me to thinking. And so I do a little research, I'm typing stuff in. I'm like, what is it? What is it about passion that makes people compare it to a flame and a spark and a fire? What's going on with that? And it's interesting. It looks like passion and fire are both things that can be used for good. Think about it. I've got passion for something. That could be something that when I've got passion for it, I'm going to pursue it relentlessly. I'm going to be driven in a way that others would have fallen by the wayside, but I've got this passion for it. I'm reminded of a story Reverend Michael told at one of his retreats, Reverend Michael Beckwith from Agape. And he said, having a vision is kind of like a dog there you are, the dog. You're the dog, maybe in this case, but there's a dog and it's in the woods and it sees a rabbit. Have you ever seen a dog that sees a rabbit? Oh my gosh. Talk about passion and fire. In fact, isn't it a bunny that they use on the dog races to just chase the bunny? That's built in. Chase the bunny. When the dog sees the rabbit, the dog goes for it. Now imagine, Reverend Michael says, in the woods, there are some other dogs that are hanging around and they haven't seen the rabbit. But what they do see is the dog running after something. And so what happens? They go, oh, is something up? Let's run. Are we running? Let's go. And all the dogs, now imagine a bunch of dogs running through the woods. One dog saw a rabbit and the other dogs are running with that dog because must be something good. Now, depending on how long the rabbit has to go, because sometimes rabbits have good stamina, right? They're motivated to get away. Depending on the time we're talking about, Reverend Michael said that after a while, some of the dogs that are just following the excitement will look at each other and say, why are we even running? And the other one, I don't know, because Sam, let's call the dog Sam, think he saw something, must be good. And eventually the energy and the power and the passion is not there for the dogs that didn't see it firsthand. Reverend Michael says some of those dogs will just kind of, I'm tired, I'm going to go lay down. They didn't see it. They don't have that fire. But you know who's chasing? Who still is running after that rabbit long after the other dogs have just decided, the dog that saw the rabbit in the first place. So in my mind, I'm likening passion to the dog that saw the rabbit. This is the motivating passion. That's that fire that we're talking about, where you're just going after something because for whatever reason, you caught the vision. And I could go into a whole visioning thing, but let's go back to this dog and this rabbit for a second. White hot passion, white hot fire, flames, burning. Now, can passion be used for bad? Just like fire, too much of it uncontrolled, yikes. That goes from keeping us warm and tending to it and great things that fire can do to, oh my gosh, it burnt down the house. Unbridled passion, just like uncontrolled fire, can be destructive. Now I'm thinking about this dog that chasing the rabbit so hard, ran into the street. And you know what could happen when a dog runs into the street, especially a busy street, things not good. And so this is what I'm talking about. Are we, when we're so passionate, are we careful? Are we mindful of the other things? That are we keeping compassionate? So there's passion and then there's compassion. Are we so blinded by our passion that we forget the compassion that should accompany us because other people are involved here? There's things around us that we have to watch. So unbridled passion, just like uncontrolled fire, could be harmful. And perhaps this is why every time we refer to passion, we talk about it as a fire. So that's what happens if things get a little crazy and out of control. But I would submit to you that as I look around, even in myself, I see not a lack of passion. It's a lack of knowing what our purpose is. There's a purposeful passion that is our desire. We would love to have the kind of passion that fuels our purpose in life. Because unbridled passion, or bridled passion for all I know, is not really helpful if it's not taking us in the direction of our soul's purpose. And that's a little harder to figure out. Would you agree? I mean, it's easy to get all frothed up about somebody else's passion. It's easy to fall in and just follow the other dogs who are following something. I guess we're doing that. It's exciting and I'm busy. It's easy to just stay busy. But whose purpose are we fulfilling with our passion? Whose purpose indeed? For me, I've always been a software person, a developer. I write code. I love to write code. If I don't have an idea of how my talents are to be used, what I found is that there's tons of people that'll leverage my talents for what they want to do. And that's not a bad thing. But I find that when I'm working hard to fulfill somebody else's purpose, then I should probably make sure that that purpose is in alignment with my purpose, and that I'm not just being called upon to make a few dollars every day and just go ahead and, clock in, do the code and clock out. It's easy to burn out. It's easy to burn out if I'm just spending every day working for someone else's purpose that doesn't really align with mine. And so what does that mean? And I'm just using myself as an example, but a lot of us think that, great, figure out what your purpose is and then do that in your spare time. Find a 9-to-5 that pays the bills and then do your purpose thing in your spare time. But then we feel like, I feel burnt out. I'm going to work every day and then I have to stay late. And then there's overtime and the weekend and there's something urgent. And I'm pushing, slowly edging out all of the time that I wanted to spend on the thing that makes me happy. So watch that. Once you find what makes you happy, if it usually is your purpose, what makes you happy, what turns the fires on for you, if you can find out what that is, then do that and do that for a living. Do they pay people to do this thing? Oh, they do? Yikes. If there's a job description with the thing that you love, that you feel that is your purpose, you just hit the trifecta. You never work a day in your life if you could spend your day doing what you're passionate about and it lines up with your purpose. But how are you supposed to get there? How do you get there? And now we're back to the child in the field. So just today, I just want to talk about, how do you find what your purpose is, especially in a world where we're just trying to catch up or keep up. Everybody feels just sometimes, the world has you feel as if, gosh, you're just trying to keep up, staying a step ahead of the tax man or whoever seems to be at your back. And the luxury of finding out what you're passionate about, well, maybe once I pay all the bills, I could sit down and figure that out. A lot of us are putting off discovering what our passion is because it seems like a luxury, to be quite honest. It seems like a luxury when we're just trying to put food on the table. But Ernest Holmes, the founder of our teaching, he puts it this way. One moment, please. Life will be to you what you are to it. Somehow you must link your will, your thought, your intellect, your imagination, and your feeling with the divine presence, which is already there. It's as if to say, don't wait. Every moment that you're living and breathing, you are connected with the divine. There's not some point in the future when you finally get caught up and when you finally have a little time and when you finally get all the check marks checked on the to-do list, then you're gonna pay attention to what your passion is. No. Because whole lifetimes go by with people who have said, I'll get to that, I'll do that. I know it's probably my calling, but right now I've just gotta, the graveyard, I would imagine, is full of unfulfilled purpose. Unfulfilled purpose. So there's got to be a way that we can look within in this moment and do what we can today to go toward that passionate, purpose-filled life. And that's what I'm here to talk to you about. Christian Sorensen, one of the great teachers of Science of Mind, says in Living from the Mountaintop, says, when your energy flows, your vibration is raised. The best you've ever felt is the result of this upliftment as the force moves through you to an unparalleled strength. So we're not putting it off. Every moment is this moment. Every moment that we have is only the current moment. You don't have past moments and you don't have future moments. And I need to talk about this small thing because over the last week, what's been coming up for me over and over again is this, how do I put it? People are haunted by a couple of things. People are feeling like they can't go forward because they're haunted by shame of past decisions, the hurt that they might have caused somebody, or some beating ourselves up about what happened in the past, even if the past was just 5 minutes ago. So you made a poor choice. You indulged in that thing you said you wouldn't do again. I don't know what it is. Now presently, our energy is being sucked out because we're regretting the past. And all we have is the present moment. So guess what we bring to the present moment is all the baggage and the shame and the unself-forgiveness. And so now we're walking through life in the current moment, feeling kind of like, and guess what happens? That energy that we've got that says, that's creating the next moment. And the next moment, and the next moment. And then we start to think, oh gosh, this is at least 3 people I know. Oh no, that because they project the current terrible moment down the road and say, that's it. I will never amount to anything. I'm never going to be happy. I suck. This happens because the current energy, the sadness, the emotional drain of doing something less than your best has now caused you to think that this is all there is. And this is all there's going to be. And that road ahead is horrible. Then we pick up the newspaper. Oh my gosh, why do we do that? Now that it piles on, oh, the heat index and these elections and this thing and the other thing. And then it piles on. So I'm thinking, yikes, as I'm being talked to, this is me too. It's never that person out there. It's always, what part of me is this also true about? And then I remember our teaching. We go back to principle every time, back to principle. What is true? Because a lot of the fear, that's false. False evidence appearing real. It's false. Fear is actually an acronym. I know you've heard me say it before. That's false. So I have to go back to what I know to be true. And that is the divine is at work right now. There is no evil happening right now. And there's nothing that's going to cause my life to, on purpose or by accident, just go downhill from here. That's not real. That's not real. It's the fear that makes me think that that's real. And the first thing I have to do is negate that, refute it. And now, depending on who's talking to me, they might not believe any of that. So the person talking to me, I'm like, well, I'll know it for you. Right now, all you can see is your errors. All you can see is how you could have done better. All you can see is your so-called mistakes. But I'm here to say you are a fabulous being. You are the perfect individual that God created. And you're right on time. And these mistakes, oh, that's the beginning of the chapter. That's not the end of the book. That's not the end of the story. What are you doing? This is the beginning of the chapter. Every chapter needs a little bit of conflict. You heard of villains? You got to have a villain or two. Come on. This is a story, and you are the hero of this story. And yes, the hero has moments where they feel like, I can't do this. I can't. Of course, that's normal. Now let's go. What did the lady say about the spark? Okay, sure, you fell down, but let's get up and bring the whole fire. And you just get it. Because there are times where I feel like that too. And I'm like, all right, this can't be it. I'm getting back up. I'm getting back up. But there's some things I need to do first. Weed a garden, the garden of my doubts. Get rid of those doubts. Let's plant some seeds. I know who I am. Thank God we have tools we can fall back on, because the truth about it is the divine has placed something in us that only we can bring out. We've got this thing that we're good at. We just forgot. We've been trained. We've been, I don't know if the word is brainwashed, who knows, but you got this little child who's in a field who sees nothing but possibilities. There are butterflies, there are cartwheels, or there's maybe snow angels if the field was full of snow. That child still exists. That precious child that has not been hurt or harmed in any way, that is our true nature. And then the pile-on happened, the shoulds, the couldas, and the guilt, and all these other people's goals, all their rabbits that we're told to chase. Okay, that was laid on top of that. But guess what's true? What's true is that core, the core that we're here to bring something unseen before, that no one has ever seen your particular blend of beauty before. And if we don't show that ourselves and step into who we really are, then who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? No one can do it for us. But what we can do is create a community around us that they see who we really are. That's why we come to these services. That's why we have spiritual community, because we see the reflection of God in each other, and we are reminded ourselves that we too are divine. And then when those around us come to us with those feelings of despair, we don't want to take that away from them. We say, yes, and I see your despair, and you are more than this. I see you. I'm here for you. I have compassion for you. I'm not just into my own passion and everybody else is on their own. I'm here with you, and I see you, and you're more than this. And together we rise and we create that beautiful world that works for all. So this whole month, we're going to be talking about this passion that we were born with, the purpose that we're born with. And I want for you guys, as you move through the rest of this week, just ask yourself a couple of questions. As you go through, I do have this, this quote here, and I love it. It comes from Malika Chopra. All right, she says, to be mindful and listen and tap into our own wisdom. And so I invite you to try this week. I'll be trying it as well. It consists of asking 3 questions every day. The first question, what will make me feel connected today? What will make me feel connected? Now, I love that this question the answer could change, couldn't it? Meditation today, maybe a little bit of a dance tomorrow, maybe walking down the street, singing a song the next day. What will make you feel connected today? The second question, because obviously the reason you ask what would make me feel connected would be looking for opportunities to feel connected. All right. The second question, what will make me feel healthy today? Because this question leads us to the practice of self-compassion, healthy being, I'm going to make good choices for myself today. Now notice this isn't, well, what didn't I do? How many push-ups do I owe myself because I didn't do them last week? No. What will make me feel healthy today? And then the final question is, what will give me a sense of purpose today? Because that's where we are being of service. I feel a lot of our maladies come from extreme navel gazing. It's a sport, extreme navel gazing. It's where all you care about is yourself and your feelings and how. Now, if we want to be of service, what will give me a sense of purpose turns into how can I serve today? So those 3 questions, let's ask them every day this week. What will make me feel connected today? What will make me feel healthy today? And what will give me a sense of purpose today? And I feel as if our souls will be lifted with those practices. Okay, let's go within. And yeah, it's already time for the prayer. Let me check the chat to see if there's any prayer requests. And do remember, we have prayer requests on our website. You could fill out the form and we will pray for you during the week. So I know that there's only one power, one God, one life, and that life is my life. There can be no separation from the divine energy that spewed forth all the matter that is true today. There's no difference between that and me. I am the embodiment of the divine, and so are you. Every organ, every action, every process of my beingness is imbued with the divine action, the divine activity that knows no bounds. This is an abundant universe, and it doesn't know the difference between a penny and $1 million. The universe is affluent, abundant, full of joy. And so am I. And so is every person within the sound of my voice. We are all unfolding to our greater yet to be. As we live, as we move, as we have our beingness in our everyday life, we all bring our attention to this very present moment. We allow that the past may have been filled with mistakes. We allow that, we see that, we say yes, and we are more than this. God is more than this. The divine universe that's living and breathing and pumping through all of the organs and the beings of all of this planet and beyond, it is on purpose. We are on purpose. And we are ever aware and listening to that purpose and unfolding into it. This is the activity of the divine, always unfolding to a greater yet to be. And I know this is happening for each and every one of us. I speak words of affirmation for everyone in this community that all is well. We are love unfolding, and we've got this. I simply rest knowing that the words I've spoken have already become action, because that's what the law does. That's how the law works. It always says yes. And so I rest knowing that all is well. I let it go. I let it be. And so it is. Ashe. All right, let's hear from Leah and company. All right, hold on. That was weird.
1, 2, 3, 4. When you're feeling lost or a little blue, and the world around isn't what you used to, you are all sad. Now life shakes that dream, paints an illusion. What does it all mean? Take a deep breath. Now it's a start. Take a leap of faith from your weary heart. Pull out your colors from deep within. An old seed planted, now a flower blossoming. You thought the days ahead would be a little lighter. You thought your steps would have taken you farther. Wherever you are, it's where you need to be. Like in the night, dawn's around the corner, dark in the light. I'll teach you to be stronger. Wherever you are, it's where you need to be. Don't worry, what's been just begin. Pull out your colors. You might think they're dim, but only your hand can make them blend. See for yourself what's right before your eyes.
It's your masterpiece with no disguise, yes. You thought the days ahead would be a little lighter. You thought your steps would have taken you farther. Wherever you are, it's where you need to be. Like in the night, dawn's around the corner, dark and light. They'll teach you to be stronger. Wherever you are, it's where you need to be. Don't worry what's been. Don't worry, look within. Don't worry where you've been. Just begin.
Now is the time to bless the donations that are shared today. At CSL Leesburg, we believe in the law of circulation, so we are a tithing community. The donations shared with our center bless everyone, those who give and those who receive. Your donation helps our center, our CSL home organization, as well as organizations that support our vision of helping to create a world that works for everyone. We're always looking for suggestions of organizations that we should consider. Go to our website and click Give. Please look at your screen. There are many ways to give. It's easy to find a way that works best for you. You may also go to our website, cslleesburg.org, and click the donate button. We thank you for your support. No matter how you are giving, take that gift physically or mentally, place it over your heart, and join us in our affirmation of oneness. The presence of spirit within me blesses everyone I meet, tends to heal everyone I touch, brings gladness into the life of everyone I contact. Therefore, I am a blessing to myself, to humankind, and to the day in which I live. As we end this sacred time together, let us once again place our hands over our hearts and say, I am love. Now point to someone, there we go. Point to someone near you or to the members and guests on the screen and say, you are love. Now put your hand, oh, sorry, it didn't wait. Now put your hands up in the air for some love sprinkles and say, it's all love. Lovely. If you can stay for a few more minutes, please feel free to join us as we share our pearls, those little nuggets of our service that spoke to our hearts and minds. If you're a visitor, please stay and introduce yourself. We would love the opportunity to greet you officially. If you have to leave us, we know that you will have a day filled with love, joy, and blessings. Thank you for joining us today.